Second video for day 6 where I'm going to go back and answer some of the questions that I skipped over the first time through. It's probably going to be most beneficial if you've at least tried to do these questions on your own first before going through and watching how I do them. So the directions for these say that we are supposed to use identities and reciprocal trig functions to write each of the following as a single trig function. So the first thing I'm going to do in C is I'm going to turn tangent into sine theta over cosine theta. Cosecant I know is the reciprocal of sine, so that's equal to 1 over sine theta. And then in this case, the sine thetas cancel. So in here I can cross out a sine theta on top and a sine theta on the bottom and end up with 1 over cosine theta, which I know is secant theta. So my final answer for that one is secant theta. For question D, I'm going to go through and do the same exact thing. I'm going to write everything in terms of sine and cosine. So my first thing is sine theta, which I'm going to leave as sine theta over 1. Secant is 1 over cosine theta. And cotangent is cosine theta over sine theta. And then go back, cancel out what I can. So I'm always looking for what I can cancel. And here I can cancel the sine theta top and bottom, the cosine theta top and bottom. And when I go through and do that canceling, I end up on the top with a 1 over 1 on the bottom, which gives me a final answer of 1. For part F, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to substitute in 1 over sine theta for cosecant and cosine theta over sine theta for cotangent. I'm going to treat the division bar in the middle, which is this division bar, fraction bar, like a dividing. So I'm going to take the top fraction of 1 over sine theta and divide that by cosine theta over sine theta. And we know that if we're dividing fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm going to change division to multiplication, do the reciprocal of the second fraction. I'm going to go back and cancel what I can now, so I can cancel out these signs, leaving me with final answer 1 over cosine, which is equal to secant. So final answer of secant theta on that one. For question H, I see that the numerator of the fraction that I see has sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta. I know that this is equal to 1 because of the Pythagorean identities. So I have 1 over cosine multiplied by sine over 1, which gives me sine theta over cosine theta, which gives me tangent theta as my single trig function. So sine over cosine is tangent. And then for question J, on this one, on the top I have sine theta, cosine theta. On the bottom it's tangent, which is sine theta over cosine theta. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to treat that fraction bar in the middle like a division. So that means I have my first fraction of sine theta cosine theta, what's in the top, which is really over 1, being divided by sine theta over cosine theta. I'm going to turn the division into multiplication. And do the reciprocal of the second fraction. And then I can cancel out a sine theta on top with a sine theta on the bottom, which gives me a final answer of cosine squared theta on the top. It's technically over 1, but in simplest form, we don't write that 1 on the bottom. So cosine squared theta for my final answer.